So my name is Grenice Gregoire, and I'm the president and co-founder of the Black Public Relations Student Society here on campus.
My name is Keely Banks. I am one of the co-founders and the vice president of BPRSS.
My name is Jania Lowe, and I'm the member services director of BPRES, or the Black Public Relations Student Society.
My name is Tamara, and I'm the Public Relations Director for the Black Public Relations Student Society.
So my name is Martha Pasoldan. I'm president of HPRSA, which is the Hispanic Public Relations Student Association.
My name is Yanette Centeno. I am the Member Services Director of HPRSA.
So I'm Daniel Rea. I'm the Social Media Manager for the Hispanic PR Student Association.
So my name is Plak Patel. I am a fourth-year PR major. I represent the Asian Public Relations Student Association, and I am the founder and president.
HPRSA was founded by two PR students. They actually both graduated in December, and basically they wanted to create this organization for students who couldn't really find themselves at the CJC but wanted to join an organization that found themselves more at home.
I knew the co-founders and I knew what they were trying to do, which is, you know, allow for Hispanic students for their voices to be heard, for us to have somewhere that belongs to us and where we can listen to, you know, Hispanic music and right before our meetings, and then talk about these like experiences that are unique to us.
I feel like I really just try to find my place. It's really hard because I am really a homebody. I like being close to my family, and I feel like I found that here with HPRSA.
So the goal of Asian Public Relations Student Association is to help students find a sense of place and a sense of community. University of Florida is such a large university, and I think in recent years it's been very prominent that there's such a lack of diversity. So I want to highlight on empowering those who identify as Asian or Asian American.
On my journey to just start the actual organization, I realized that learning from even other organizations like HPRSA has given me an amazing insight on cultural facts that I didn't even know had to do with public relations.
I think the moment that we realized it needed to happen is when we were showing up at some of the other meetings and we just didn't feel like, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like the place for us, and we also didn't see a lot of people who were like us at the meetings. And I think that even if people are being unintentional about it, it's just something that we feel, and it's like an unconscious bias thing that some people just can't get past, and I do understand that. But I think that just, you know, the topics they were talking about, and I feel like there's a lot of really important, when we talk about like crises in PR, there's a lot of racially charged crises that a lot of these organizations are uncomfortable talking about because it's not their community. They don't want to say the wrong thing, and I totally understand. But us being the people that it's affecting, our organization, we're able to have those really good conversations.
When we have people who aren't Black come to our meetings, they sort of hear the conversations that we're willing to have, and, you know, conversations that have to happen.
We're creating a sense of community because we're talking about subjects not just how to get up the ladder in the workplace, but how to be a developed, fully functioning and happy person with a clear conscience while you're at work too.
In a way, BPRSS is not just all about professional development, but it's about building that confidence to speak about what you believe in and speak about what you want to see the communications world in general turn into.
The creation of all these multicultural orgs recently has successfully done is created space that belongs to underrepresented students, spaces that don't exist in the industry. Of the people who are really involved in the CJC, it's a very tight-knit community, but I feel like there were some people being left out of the conversation because they felt like they didn't have a place to go. They didn't feel like within the rest of the student organizations that they really had anyone reaching out to them and saying, this is the place for you.
So BPRSS is bringing those students who are staying on those sidelines, they're bringing them together to voice their opinions and to talk about these touchy subjects that happen within our industry itself.
It puts us all in the same room, so we're able to have more conversations. So I think that that affects us here in the J School in the PR department. But I also think when we got into the real world, it's going to make it an easier transition for us because once we're in the workforce, not every place is going to have these groups for us. Not everyone's going to want to have these conversations with us, and it will help us more easily navigate those types of situations.
When we acknowledge that there are marginalized communities here on campus, that we, start to make a place for them, whereas before we didn't feel like we had a place to stand together.
There are international students that, of course, they would go to like PRSA meetings and stuff, but in HPRSA, you're there and it's like you can speak Spanish with people, the conversation flows naturally.
For example, we had this social where it was cafecito hour, and where everyone could kind of just like unwind and drink coffee, like in the same way that you would drink coffee with your family at home.
Having that community there, HPRSA has been able to do that. It's been provided, it's been a home where people could voice for their community.
I think people are becoming a little more understanding of other groups and the needs of different communities within the college, instead of just focusing on one large group.
Asians are almost like this forgotten minority, or we're seen as like the golden minority, where Asians are supposed to be, good at STEM majors or STEM related careers, or we're well off just how we are, but that's not often the case.
Recently, diversity has been a hot topic in the industry, and sometimes we had to think that diversity goes beyond culture, skin color. It's disabilities, it's sexual orientation, religion, political affairs. And so if someone's going to decide like, hey, let's be more diverse, what type of diversity are you talking about and why do you want to do that?
So once we start to have these conversations, not stop there, let's actually implement them. Let's actually, build people together, have organizations like this, and even have collaborations where we can all come together and talk.
It's really important not to just put out a diversity campaign. Look around the table when you go to a meeting. Does everybody, look like you?
I feel like where we tend to go wrong is where we think or we assume we know what they want. We have to talk to them specifically. Like talk to a Black person and be like, what do you actually want? Because you can't just assume I want something and then get it completely wrong.
Being intentional is like including the people who are being impacted. So don't just do an action that's going to affect someone without including them in the process of the decision making.
I want to emphasize that BPRIS isn't just for, obviously it's made for Black students on campus. However, it isn't just for us, like we want to invite other people to hear our voices. Don't interrupt where your voice isn't needed. However, it's important that you still listen to us and come out to our meetings, because that's where real change happens.
Through our social media outlets, I want to portray the fact that we are authentic as students, as executive board members, and we're authentic when it comes to giving other students advice on how to grow in the professional world.
I think students that are a part of HPRSA and walk away from it, like having graduated, end up with a lot of connections, I feel, like a network that will support them and that will stay with them throughout their careers.
Expect to find people that, think like you, that have been through what you've been through. Like, we're all here to help. We're all here to, empower and lift each other up. We're here to answer your questions, no matter if you're a freshman or a senior, it doesn't matter. No question is the wrong question.
At the CJC, I think sometimes we go through identity crisis. Like my community, there's a lack of representation of diversity. So it's like I was always, okay, I need to assimilate more with the culture and stuff. And then when I got to the CJC, it's like you have all these different groups of people, and it's like, no, I'm not, I do see I am an American, but I'm not just an American. I'm Mexican, I'm Venezuelan, I have, I'm Latina, Americana, like there's different things, so.
Yeah, I got a ball like FIFA, shapeshift like amoeba, your brain in the freezer, oh yeah, hey, your girl look like Reba, your car red like Reba, Brazil braid your Peter, yeah.